live stream. We're out here at Lake Ammonia again, trying to catch some carp this time. We saw a carp last time we came out here, brought the carp rods out. We are at anchor, about to make some pack bait up. I'll show you guys that. And then hopefully we can get on some of these carp that we believe, after seeing them with our own two eyes last week, are out here. I'm just trying to get this thing on to protect from the wind. Hopefully it doesn't get too windy out here, but I cannot get this thing to cooperate. So bear with me, guys. Appreciate you for joining us. All right, I think I got it. This is not the most ideal thing to use, guys. All right, I think that might do the job. If it gets super windy, just let me know. Should be able to see chat. You guys can see the rods. I'm gonna adjust just a tiny bit here. Got some stuff against the bottom. Hey Jerry, appreciate you coming in. Trying some carp fishing today on a beautiful day at the lake. Brought a bucket with our ingredients for the pack bait. Gonna try a little bit of an experimental pack bait recipe here. Might as well get started on that now. And then we're just gonna bait these up with the method feeders, pack bait on the method feeders, and corn on the hooks. Hopefully that brings in a carp. Dylan has never caught a carp yet, so we're trying to get Dylan on his first carp ever. The ingredients are just some regular old plain breadcrumbs, whole kernel sweet corn, strawberry jello, and parsley flakes. Jerry's saying hello to Dylan. Is Dylan in the chat? He's here, guys. He didn't want me to tell anybody he was here yet. Brad, appreciate you coming in. About to make the pack bait. What would have been a disaster, and I thought about this kind of last minute, if I forgot to bring the can opener for the sweet corn. Wouldn't be able to get the can of corn open to make this. Also brought the method feeders, my little homemade wire method feeders. We'll put those on the lines right here. And that's what holds the pack bait on, like a foot and a half above where the hook is. Justin McMullen, appreciate you coming in. We're doing great. Glorious day out here at the lake. Actually, forgot to put my sunglasses back on. There we go. Method feeders. We'll put these off to the side for a second. First thing we're gonna do, get the corn in there. And we want all the liquid from the corn to go into this bucket. Fisherman's Lodge, what's up? Stuart in the house, appreciate you coming in. Making up some pack bait here real quick on the lake. Hopefully I can do this without spilling it all over myself. All right, we're open. Sweet. Corn smells so good. All right, what we're gonna do now is take some of the corn out. We'll do that at the end. We'll mix it up. Bunch of parsley flakes. Yeah, I guess we can take some corn out and put them in this little parsley container. There we go. That's what we're going to be putting on the hook. So We've got the hook ready, hook bait ready. Now we just need to make the pack bait. We got the corn, the parsley. Now we got the strawberry jello. Just pour that in there. Now it smells all sweet because it's mixing with the sugars in the corn. I think we'll use the corn can for our trash container. We don't want a gust of wind taking the trash into the lake. Yeah, it's good making it out on the lake. Figure if it's a tiny bit dry and I need some extra moisture in it, I'm definitely in the right spot. We'll just put this whole thing of breadcrumbs. Well, maybe not the whole thing, like 3/4, and we'll see how wet it is. It's so windy out here, I'm kind of hoping the anchor holds. So far it looks like it is. Oh, these breadcrumbs are like kind of old, I think. All right, that's like 3/4-ish. We'll see if that's enough. If not, we'll add a little bit more. It's definitely not cold today. We were worried it was going to be cold, but it's not. It's nice and warm. This may actually end up being the perfect amount. It's feeling moist, but not wet. Like this consistency so far. But we mix it around, make sure the moisture gets all through it. And then we should be able to use it like Play-Doh. D's Outdoor Adventures in the house. Appreciate you coming in. Doing some carp fishing. Just making the pack bait. Looks like we've got, oh yeah, we have perfect consistency pack bait. It crumbles into a nice firm ball. It should stay on the method feeders, which I didn't put on the line yet. Let me do that real quick. Wash my hand off and then do that. There we go. 18 awesome people in here already. Appreciate all you guys for coming in. Gorgeous day here in North Florida, Lake Ammonia. Weather is beautiful. Little windy, but hey, can't complain too much. And we're just about to get casted out for carp, which should be pretty sweet. My little homemade method feeders, I made them like a year ago, still working. We put these on right above the weight, so they just kind of like ride the line, but we keep the line taut, so they shouldn't move around too much. Just go around and around, just like that. There is a chance they can fall off, but all it is a little piece of wire. Jerry, Jamaican Shore Fishing in the house. Appreciate you coming in, Jerry. Got some freshwater action going today with the method feeders. Just made up the pack bait. Got the method feeders on. And we're just gonna put corn on the hook. We'll go ahead and get the corn on both hooks and then get them casted out. Oh, dropped it in the pack bait. Nice. 3 different channels. Sweet. We're going to be doing that in June, right, Jerry? The birthday party fishing trip. We'll have to pick a day in June, since we figured out a bunch of people's birthdays are all in June. I'm going to get like 5 or 6 pieces of this corn on the hook. Because all the pack bait does is put scent in the water, and then they swim around the scent and they find this, and they pick that up, and that's when they get hooked. And it's a circle hook, so all they have to do is pick it up and swim a little bit, and they'll hook themselves. Yes. Sweet. Do we have vampire fish? Not that I know of. Never fished for them. All right. That one is baited. I'll save the pack bait for last, because then all I have to do is rinse my hands one more time and we're ready to cast it out. Yeah. So much sugar in the pack bait. Some people actually don't even use real corn for this. They have these like little floating plastic pieces of corn, and they'll put that on because it probably makes no difference, because the fish are there for the smell already. So all they need to do is see something that they can bite. So if it's real corn or fake corn, it probably makes no difference whatsoever. All right, both of them are baited up. Doesn't seem like we're moving around a whole lot, so that's good. We have a fairly constant, steady breeze right now. And 22 awesome people in here. Woohoo! Everybody hit that like button. Do it. Do it. Hit the like button, or else Dylan's going to cry himself to bed tonight. All right. Pack bait time. Oh, it's the pack bait holder. I got it. So I'm just packing it all around the method feeder. There we go. It is stuck on the line, and that one's ready to cast. I'll do both of them at the same time and then cast them both. Trying to make a little bit less mess on the boat. I just cleaned the boat after we took it out last time, and it was nasty, guys. All right, second pack bait is on. Oh. All right, we'll do a quick hand rinse. keep the pack bait in the shade so it doesn't get dried out. Rinse those, get these out, and then we're fishing. I think I'll get one like a little to the left and one a little to the right. Don't need to cast them very far at all. Perfect. All right, now we just let those settle for a second. Bring in the slack. Hopefully something takes one of those down soon. We can also be casting for crappie. And if I cast this way, we're pretty close to a weed line. I can fish that way for bass. So we have a decent chance right now to catch 3 different species. And then there's also other random species like gar and pickerel and other stuff in here too. All right, we're good. We are fishing. All right, where's my drink? Will you pass me my drink? Dylan's here on the back of the boat just hanging out, guys. We fished for about half an hour when we first got here off camera. See if we could get on like a crappie or a bass over there in a different spot where we usually fish. And we got no bites at all. Moving along the bottom a little bit. We have yet to get a carp. So this could be our first time ever. Stuart says, hey Dylan. Victor Ivanov in the house. Appreciate you coming in. Trying to get some carp. All we need is one. Not and that's why. Not sponsored Mountain Dew, just saying. We could be out here drinking Mountain Dew every day. The reason why we decided to try here for carp is because we were out here last weekend, or I was out here by myself last weekend. During a live stream, we saw a big old carp jump like right here. Came out of the water on camera, and everybody said, yeah, it was a carp. So since we have a really hard time around here trying to find carp, that was enough for me to come back and try it here. It's pretty sunny today, and I don't think we brought any sunblock. Did we bring sunblock, Dylan? Keep your sleeves covering your body. Got some different method feeders. Sweet. Appreciate that. I'm always down for trying anything. I just kind of like looked at what other people had for method feeders, and I was like, well, I can pretty much make that out of just like a piece of wire. I'm going to adjust just a little bit. Oh, there we go. Now you guys can actually see the whole rod. Got the old spray painted rods out. Haven't used them in a while. Haven't been saltwater fishing in a while, actually, or catfishing, but we're going to start doing both of those again here pretty soon. The weather is basically going to be gorgeous for like the next month and a half, so we're going to try to get out as much as possible and enjoy it. Come on. Both lines are staying relatively taut. Yeah, we'll try them. John H. in the house. Appreciate you coming in. We're waiting for one of these to go down. Anthony, we are not catfishing, we're carp fishing. Similar to catfishing in style, but there's no meat products on our hook. We have corn and a pack bait that we just made right here. Breadcrumbs, sweet corn, parsley, and strawberry jello. Almost forgot. But that should attract them to the corn that's on the hook. Yep, the corn. We got to find out if we're going to catch anything. Maybe. We might get the dance. The wind's kind of swinging us around a little bit. I'll throw a little extra ball in there, like towards the baits every now and then. The boat is like spinning all the way around right now. It's messing up our lines. There we go. It stopped spinning. We're still good. Now they're taut. You can see them kind of pulling a little. What happens is the boat swings one way and pulls the baits over there, and then when it swings back the other way, they tighten back up. I guess a little bit of movement on the bottom is probably not too bad. No, we dropped anchor. Got the old 4-pronger out there on the bottom. It's just one of those little like prong ones that open out like this. Unless it's super windy, that usually is good enough for this boat. It's an all aluminum boat. I'll show you guys. That's our vessel. So it doesn't take a whole lot to hold this boat down. Except now it's getting pretty windy. Is that cover I have over the microphone working, guys? Or does it sound like a ton of wind? Yeah, we could have baited up the anchor. Oh, come on. Come on. Some carp's gotta smell that and come grab it. It would be a good duck hunting boat. Never used it for that. But yeah, it's all pretty much all camouflage, so we just have to throw a couple things over it just to break up the edges. And then you can sit there. The the name of the paint job on this boat. You can buy this boat with 3 different finishes. One is like all tan, one is a grassland camo, and one is a woodland camo, which is called Blind Duck, and that's the one we have here. The name of it is Blind Duck. We are in North Florida, John H., at Lake Ammonia. Spelled I-ammonia, but everybody says ammonia because I-ammonia is really hard to say. And really beautiful, beautiful place. And the weather's gorgeous. All we need is 1 carp, and my day is made. We're having a little barbecue party at our house tomorrow. That should be pretty fun. If we did somehow get lucky and catch a catfish on one of these, we could bring it home and fry it up for the party so we could have barbecue and fried catfish. Basically an epic party. Anthony Serrano, appreciate you coming in. Hit that like button on your way out. But thank you so much. See you again soon. Doesn't really look like bites. Just kind of looks like it's moving around on the bottom a little bit. We might be getting slightly closer to the weeds over here. I think we are actually. So our anchor is dragging really slow. Baits are definitely touching some like texture on the bottom now because the rods are going like this, so that the baits or the weight is bumping over stuff on the bottom. Dylan, what's it look like on the Humminbird?
There's a lot of, maybe a Christmas tree or a whole ton of fish.
Bunch of weeds right under us. Heck yeah, double takedown, that would be awesome. Peter Coops in the house. Appreciate you coming in. Come on, fish. You know you're hungry. I may have to pull up here in a second, guys. The wind is pushing us into the lily pads. Maybe the anchor will catch before we get too deep. I don't want to have to be snagging those up going through the lily pads. I think that's just it, dragging on the bottom. Renard, appreciate you coming in. Welcome in. If you haven't hit that like button yet, do it. Hit the like button. And if you're not subscribed to our channel, you think about fishing often, that means you're a fish head and you should be subscribed to Fish Head videos. Memberships are available too, guys. Member only giveaways. Next one should be soon. Appreciate that. We love all of our fans and subscribers. People that come in our live streams, heck yeah. We are about 20 feet from that weed line. So I would say if the back of the boat reaches the weeds, I'm going to have to pull these up. Probably shoot across to that weed line over there. So the wind will be pulling us away from the weeds instead of towards it. And I think where we saw that carp jump last week, it's kind of over on that side. The reason I didn't go there first is because there's a bunch of boats over there. Like right inside the weed line, bass fishing. So I figured I'd stay away from some traffic if I came over here. Oh, the lines just went slack, so we aren't drifting right now, or the boat is turning. Do a lot of night catfishing in Massachusetts, Beverly, Mass. When I was a very small child, I lived in Norfolk, Mass. But now we're in Florida. The only catfish we usually catch around here are channel catfish. It might just be because I don't know exactly how to get the blues or the flathead cats, but we seem to catch channel catfish pretty much every time. Right now we're going for carp, Bernard. Trying to keep the wind off the phone. That's why I'm messing around over here. But carp fishing, you just have to kind of have some patience. I do have a cool idea that I'm making a video about soon. I'm going to catch a bluegill and I'm going to puree it in a blender with a tub of chicken livers. And then I'm going to make basically the same pack bait recipe that I just made, but mix pureed up bluegill and chicken livers in there with it. So it has a bunch of like fish and chicken liver scent coming off of it. And then I'll use like either a liver or something, whatever, on the hook. And that'll probably attract catfish. So basically be the same kind of fishing we're doing here, except for catfish instead of carp. Which should be pretty fun. Hey, Paul. Where are you at, Paul? We are down here in Florida. We always make plans to fish with people, and then it's so much like hard to get people's schedules together. Really, it's usually my schedule, or the weather is bad, or some crazy things end up happening, and it's hard to schedule to fish with other people. In Michigan, bit of a drive there, Paul. Bit of a drive. I don't know if we're coming to Michigan anytime soon. We're going to Georgia in a couple weeks, up to the mountains in North Georgia, to Blue Ridge, Lake Blue Ridge. They're supposed to have trout, walleye, largemouth, smallmouth, spotted bass, crappie, and bluegill, all in the same lake. Skeeter, appreciate you coming in. We've seen Skeeter before. Once in a while we do catch sharks, Renard. We've got a couple videos where we caught sharks in there. Usually like our surf fishing videos, if you go back to like Hilton Head or Amelia Island, we catch sharks off the beach. Lake Ammonia, Paul. Ammonia, if you're looking it up. We're kind of like all the way over to the eastern edge of Lake Ammonia. Oh. I don't think that was a bite. Doing good, Skeeter. How about you? Can't get any fish to bite, but other than that, everything else is wonderful. I think the anchor caught us like just in time. John H., that's a tough one. Sometimes I just say the next one. The next fish is my favorite one. But I came out for bass last weekend, and when I caught a bass on a topwater frog, that's hard to beat. You guys go back to last week's live stream, like 2 minutes in or 3 minutes into the live stream, I got a nice bass right down here on this lake. Oh yeah, the ice has to melt. See, we never think about ice because it's like 72 degrees right now. Gorgeous day, except for the wind. It could be like 5 miles an hour less wind, and that would be ideal. I think I got the thing covering the microphone though, so hopefully you guys aren't hearing. Come on, take it. I like it when the lines go tight and you can tell, because that's when, if a fish has it, you'll really be able to see it. Yeah, I don't think we're getting any closer to the weeds. I might pick up my bass rod, take a couple casts along the weed line right here. Oh, sweet. Sounds good. We're using a phone, the Samsung S24 Plus, and I've got a pantyhose over the microphone part at the bottom. Usually the pantyhose does the job. Lake Huron. Oh, that would be sweet. One of these days, Paul, we'll get up there. Uh-oh, I think our anchor just came loose again. We're starting to drift into the weeds. All right, we're gonna have to, yeah, we're just drifting, guys. So let me make sure the phone is somewhere safe. What?
What are we doing?
I gotta move the boat a little.
What's it going?
Whoops, kicked my drink over. Gotta love technology when it's working properly. Uh-oh, I gotta get these in, guys. We're gonna get snagged up. Just chummed that area. Some of the pack bait is still on, as you can see. All right, we're just gonna make a move real quick, guys. right, anchor's up. We're ready to make a move. Just got to make sure we're not going to lose anything. Or have trash flying out of the boat. Hey, Bob. Appreciate you coming in. We just drifted. Our anchor pulled. So I had to pull up. We're carp fishing with pack bait, and I had to pull up because the wind just got us. So now we have to move the boat. I'm going to take this opportunity to kind of go across the lake a little bit. Actually, we'll show you guys where we're going.
I'm a metal detector.
Trolling motor up. I was gonna try to not pull the trolling motor up and just go really slow, but it is taking way too long, so we're gonna pull it up. All right, now we can go faster than 2 miles an hour. This looks like a perfect spot.
Hey, look.
Drop anchor right here. There's a nice little contour on the bottom, like a ridge.
There's some floating stuff on the top.
Yep, and some kind of cover. Anchor's out. Let's see where we settle. Once I know where we're settled, I'll know exactly where to cast. Now I got to get the tripod all set back up again. There we go. Sweet. All right. I think the anchor just grabbed. The boat is taking a turn. I don't know where I just got a ton of dirt all over me from. Where is there a bunch of dirt, Dylan? Oh, the anchor. Ha! The anchor still had some muck on it from the bottom. All right, if we can grab right here, this is pretty much perfect. Because I can just cast them both right over here. Actually, I'll put one on the weed line this way and one on the weed line over here. We can kind of fish two different angles. Girlfriend fishing in the house. Appreciate you coming in. I don't fish for a living as much as I wish I did, but I wish I did. Unfortunately, no. But let me get some fresh pack bait on here and get these guys casted out. I think we're pretty much where we're gonna be. Still got full corn on the hook, so I'm not gonna worry about that. This pack bait sticks really nice to the method feeder. Yeah, it was silt from the anchor. I realized it after a minute. Okay, we got one. I guess I'll just cast it out before I wash my hand. No worries. All right, one in. This one's still pretty full. I'm going to take some of the old pack bait off. Chum it up a little. Got a new clump of it on there. I am definitely making a mess, which I was going to try not to do, but it's like impossible. So we got that one out that way a little bit. I'm going to get this one out the other way. What is this? What is this? Weeds? Are we snagged? I think we're snagged. Oh, it just came loose. I guess we are dragging a little bit here. Hopefully the anchor slows us down. It's better to not move because then the scent from the pack bait isn't left behind. All right. Come on, anchor. I have a bigger anchor at home. Didn't think I'd need it today. Dirt Bikes and Detailing, appreciate it. Welcome to the Fish Head fam. We'll do our best to keep you entertained. And we got 27 likes already, guys. Appreciate that. Now all we need is a fish for this to be perfect. Not good weather up there. If you were to say, like, what's the perfect day, it would be this with just a tiny bit less wind. I mean, the weather is perfect. That close. Snowing in Indiana, 19 degrees in Michigan. It's like 72 degrees here, dude. 72 and sunny with like a 8 to 10 mile an hour wind. If it was like a 5 mile an hour wind, it would be absolutely perfect. All right, the line went slack, so we are not dragging anchor right now. Which is good. 50 in Massachusetts. I should get that Nightbot thing where people can put their zip codes in and then it tells you what the weather is. If we can stay just like this, we're in great shape. The boat's not dragging. The baits are staying in the same spot, which means the scent is in that general area and the fish can find it.
And I'm hitting my head on the thing.
Yeah. I know, but it never really gets old, you know what I'm saying? We do have our fair share of bad weather. So it's not all sunshine and rainbows, guys. And when we do have bad weather, it's usually really bad. Like damaging bad. I've got, I think it's 15-pound test on here and 20-pound leader. So I can kind of muscle them a little bit. And we brought the big extendable net. So we should be able to land a big carp if we get one. I don't even care if it's big. I just want like a 2-pound carp. Just so we can finally say we've caught carp. Seems like a lot of other places, this method right here is like guaranteed to catch you a carp. But here, it's tough. If we do get one on, I'm going to get Dylan on the rod because he has never caught a carp. I haven't caught one in many years, since I was like just a little older than Dylan is now. But I have caught a carp before. But Dylan has literally never caught a carp, so we need for one of these rods to go down, Dylan to grab it and bring in the new carp, the new species for him. Gaston.
I think it's called pronounced Gaston.
Gaston. Point. It is sort of a point. There's like a point in the land there, and we're in front of the weeds. But there's a good distance from this weed line right here back to those woods. Probably a couple hundred yards of weeds. So we're kind of fishing like where the lake goes deep. It goes from like 6 to 8 or 9 feet, and then it drops down. And how deep is it here, Dylan?
I don't know.
Look on the Humminbird. He said, I don't know.
Ow.
He's sitting right next to the Humminbird.
9 feet flat.
9 feet. So we haven't quite gone over the dip.
Ow.
But next time the wind picks up, it'll probably drag us over it. fishy things. Woo! In the house. Fishing with Kedra. Watching from Mississippi. Appreciate that. Mississippi in the house. We've got pack bait and corn on the hook. I think I'm going to throw a couple small balls of pack bait out there by where the hooks are. It seems like we've stuck on the bottom pretty good this time. Little extra scent in the water. Yep, magic carp. We're fishing for carp. Trying to get Dylan on his first carp ever. So he's just kind of sitting back here relaxing, but waiting for one of these rods to go down so he can grab it. You could be casting the crappie rod too, which I'm going to do now. I am definitely going to start casting the crappie rod, because these we just have to sit and wait for, but I can be casting the crappie rod over this way, and then we have a chance to catch two different species. We got this little rod rigged up with crappie bait, white and chartreuse, with a chartreuse and red head. Yeah, I know you guys got awesome carp up north. For some reason, it doesn't seem like we have a lot, but we have seen some, and I know they get big. And we saw one right where we are last week. It jumped out of the water right in front of the camera, like right here. Pretty much right where we're at. But I'll fish for some crappie with this little jig while we're waiting for one of those to go down. Got some carp last week and your first buffalo carp. Nice. I caught a big grass carp when I was younger, but I have never caught a buffalo carp or a common carp. Or a glass carp, or whatever they call them. Mirror carp. None of them. So all fish on the bucket list. Hi, King in the house. Appreciate you coming in. No fish yet, Renard. 0. 3 buffaloes. Heck yeah. Good work. I would love to catch a crappie while we're waiting, because that's dinner right there. We're actually having a barbecue party at our house tomorrow. So any fish that we catch today, other than carp, because we're not going to eat the carp, we can either fry them up or grill them or whatever. Never caught one. Never caught a common. Yep, doing some carp fishing, but also casting the crappie rod too. No reason we can't catch a crappie right now. Just let the little jig get like halfway down in the water column and just kind of bring it in real slow. Just giving it little taps like that. on, pick up that corn, carp. Just grab it and run with it. I think Dylan might be taking a nap under the console, guys.
Nope.
Are you on? Dylan stayed up super late last night.
Still not tired.
I'm watching it. I don't know if it just bumped over something on the bottom or if that was a little nibble. See that, when it does that, I know that's just bumping over something on the bottom. Forgot to charge my microphone too, so we're relying solely on the phone for audio. I have the microphones, but one of them died in the last live stream, and then I put the other one on and used that for like an hour. So I know those things are pretty dead. One of them's totally dead. The other one's probably just about to go. So we don't have the external microphones. That's all right. We'll survive. Got 32 awesome people. 32 likes from 29 awesome people. We need 100, guys. If you haven't hit that like button, do it. Double tap the screen. I was looking at some statistics from last week's live stream, and like 89 or 87% of all the views were on mobile phone. So all you have to do on your phone is double tap the screen. It's like 3% on tablet, 12% on computer. I don't remember the numbers, but it was way far and beyond a majority of phones. Catfish Chris, appreciate you coming in. It doesn't use Bluetooth. It's like its own receiver. It's like its own receiver that transmits through the phone. We're going for carp, but nothing yet. And I'm also casting a crappie jig here. Maybe I'll get lucky while we're waiting for the carp rod to go down, which would be super awesome because I'm in the mood for a fried crappie sandwich. I love some fried crappie sandwiches. Yeah, we're definitely just dragging the baits right now. When the wind picks up, we drag the anchor a little bit. It's slowing us down, but it's not completely stopping us. If we had a little more anchor line, it might. I only have like a 30-foot anchor line or something. The water's like 12 feet deep, so we're not. Ooh, that kind of looked like a bite. No, it's dragging. Come on, take it down. When when we got here today, since the weather's so perfect and people are just getting back into like spring fishing and everything, the place was packed. There was no parking spaces left for boat trailer parking. So I had to like drive a couple hundred yards down the road into this little park that's next to the boat ramp and park in there. Just kind of a pain. But that just tells you how many people are out here today. I can look and see boats. Well, not too many anymore, but when we first got here, there was boats everywhere. Most of them were bass fishing. Generally about this time of the day, the bass boats start getting off the lake. And in a little while, they'll start getting back on for the evening bite. We don't live very far from this lake, so we could technically come here real early, fish like dawn, go home, have a day at home, and then come back for the evening bite. That wouldn't be too bad. TTV, toxic. We're not on a river. We are at Lake Ammonia in North Florida. Lake Ammonia. Fishing on the boat at the Warrior River. Nice. That sounds pretty fun. Trying to get one of these carp to come up and hit this thing. Or maybe a rogue crappie just passing by. Or if we get real lucky and a school of crappie swims right by us. That can happen. It wouldn't be totally unheard of. Come on, fish, cooperate. Just got to keep doing it. We've been going live for like 2 years, like a year and a half maybe. Our channel is now at 2 years that it's been going. Slowly over time, you get more people and more people. We've had as many as like 320 people in here at one time. I think the most that it's ever maxed out at, but it was only for like a second, was like 410 or something. John, it turns everything backwards. This is my left hand. I fish, I guess, left-handed with bait casters and right-handed with spinning rods. I always reel with my left hand. I know in the video it spins everything around. To me it looks weird too. But I'm holding the rod with my right hand and I'm reeling with my left. That's how all my rods are set up. And when I buy bait casters, I want the left-handed bait caster reels. Can't believe these fish are not cooperating at all. Come on, fish. Yeah, for some reason the vertical live stream, unless I'm doing something wrong, the vertical live stream like flips everything. Everything that's to the right. Like when I watch it back, I'm watching myself on the other side of the screen than what I'm seeing on the phone right now. It's weird. Come on, carp. You know you're out here and you know you're hungry. I do kind of enjoy this kind of fishing now since I put these rod holders on the boat. It's nice to just be able to have a couple rods fishing while you're casting. Although casting's not getting me anything today. Last time we were here, we got a nice bass and then nothing. Fished for like 3 hours and caught one bass like in the 3rd minute of the live stream. After this one, guys, just real quick, go back and watch like the first couple minutes of last week's live stream. Nice bass and then 3 hours of nothing. Not even another bite. I hear a woodpecker over there. Come on, crappie, just swim by and grab my bait. There's another boat sitting at anchor like maybe 600 yards away. Probably doing pretty much what we're doing. Or maybe just going for crappie. This time of the year is good for crappie because the water's still cool. But they've had like all season to get big. So this time of the year you can catch some really nice size ones. I think the biggest one we got last year was like 14 inches. And we ate it and it was delicious. Yep, not catching. But they also say something else. A bad day of fishing is better than pretty much a good day at anything else. So that's definitely true. We'll give it a while longer. Not giving up just yet. And we still got 26 awesome people in here. Appreciate you guys for being in here. Welcome to the Fishhead fam. If you're new, make sure you hit that subscribe button, guys. We do pretty regular live streams, long form video, some shorts. Try to keep everybody updated as much as possible. Right now we have a big project going with the on-grid homestead build over at the Fishhead homestead. We're basically just putting a big addition on our house. But we've been doing a bunch of that stuff. I've had a couple shorts just to kind of keep everybody updated on that process. Right now we've got the slab completely finished. Stem walls built up, filled and slabbed over. Underground plumbing and underground electrical are both in. So now we're about ready to start putting up the wood. Gonna be pretty soon. Yeah, it's tough to find the carp around here. We've tried multiple places. We haven't tried a river, but here the rivers are like really unpredictable. One day they can be flooded out, the next day they're dry. This doesn't seem very good fishing in rivers. We've tried catfishing and stuff. Never caught anything. Lake Talquin, which is what the Ocklackney River flows into, seems to have some pretty good fishing, which is basically just the dammed up river. We saw one jump. It seemed like a good size. Joshua in the house. Appreciate you coming in. You watched the rattlesnake video? Yeah. The music makes it on that one. We actually haven't tried right under that dam. There's supposed to be really good catfish and striper fishing under the dam there. Alright, we're going over some humps in the bottom or something. Some guy's gonna drive in between us and the weed line. I can actually feel the boat dragging the anchor now. We're about to get a bunch of big wake from that boat. This should be exciting. Man, some of that dragging looks like little bites. But we got circle hooks on. So if they grab the hook and try to run with it, they will get caught. Want to make sure they're not going to get tangled up in each other. They're kind of going the same direction, but one is further out than the other. I can't tell what the bottom is like. Terry B, appreciate you coming in. Systemic noise. They're not scary. You could be scared of sharks. That makes sense. Clementine. Appreciate you coming in, Clementine. Didn't see you earlier. John Fout in the house. We've had multiple continents on our live stream already today. Pretty sweet. We got at least 3 continents covered so far. Nice, you're still out there? Heck yeah. Are you out on the boat or the kayak? John Adams. We got South Coast of England in there. We've got, I can't remember if we're at 4 continents or 3 continents for this live stream. We usually get Asia and South America too after a while. On the kayak, nice. Probably out there catching some bass. We can't get anything to bite. I casted for bass for a little while earlier. I'm casting for crappie right now. And we are bottom fishing for carp. And nothing's happening. Catch all the fish in Florida. We'll try. We'll try. I would love to catch all the fish in Florida. That would be a lot of different species. Especially like in South Florida. Bunch of invasive stuff down there too. Oh, you're in saltwater. Nice. I wouldn't mind some redfish or speckled trout right now. That would be delicious. I'll take a crappie, but I would love a sea trout. Sea trout to me are one of the best tasting saltwater fish that are kind of accessible to get. I like a lot of saltwater fish, but I don't really have a way to go out for bluefin or anything. This boat would not handle it. John Adams has a 15-foot open beach boat. Sweet. Catching eels. Inshore Galveston Island. Heck yeah. We haven't made our way over to Texas yet since we started the channel yet, Terry, but one of these days. One of these days. It's definitely on the bucket list. But our bucket list is ridiculous. Ridiculously long. But one of them is Lake Blue Ridge up in Georgia, and to catch a trout. We're doing that in a couple weeks. But it is so slow. Never caught a saltwater fish? Oh man, saltwater fishing is awesome. Yes, 200-pound sturgeon. Gonna give you more of a fight than most of the fish in saltwater. Although there are some monsters out there. All right, Terry, have a good one. Appreciate you jumping in. Sea bass. Y'all don't have like largemouth bass, right? My chair is making a weird creaking sound. Man, something's got to come up. Something's got to eat one of these. We could be back on another skunk streak here, guys. I hope not. I really hope not. We had a few weeks where we got skunked every time we went out. The thing about the schools of crappie, though, is they're always moving around. So if you sit in one spot and keep casting, eventually a school of crappie will go by. Might not be that day. Yep, the wind's picking up again. We're dragging. Spinning reel. Got the little spinner. Oh yeah. Giant lakes up there. Giant lakes. Make this lake look like a little puddle. Be a fish. Be a fish. It's a bit windy, but it's not too bad. This is Lake Ammonia in North Florida. It's spelled I ammonia if you look it up. This one should get a crappie, and those ones should get carp. But what should be happening is not what's happening. It's like we never learned to fish, guys. I never learned to fish. I see a few boats out here that I would personally consider to be more of a saltwater boat. Oh yeah. There's some spots where we fish where it's pretty tidal. Like, I don't go to certain places if the tide is high. Personally, I like fishing the incoming tide, but I like to get there when the tide's low and fish like 3/4 of the way through the incoming tide. That's kind of like a perfect fishing trip for me. Some people prefer the outgoing tide. We've been doing this for an hour and a half. I know the baits are still good. Last time I pulled them up, the pack bait was still on there. I refreshed it and casted them back out. Carp just aren't having it today. There's a bunch of boats heading into the boat ramp right now. There's only a couple of boat ramps on this whole lake. There's one like here on the northeast part of it, and then there's another one down on the southwest part of it. I like the one up here because it's a lot closer to our house, but also it's a better, deeper boat ramp. The other one's a little shallow. I put it in there one time and actually bumped the keel of my boat on the bottom when I was trying to get it out of the water. Didn't do any damage, but little too shallow, like trying to get up onto the boat trailer and your boat touches the bottom. I mean, slowly dragging them. Should work too. Oh, nice. I would love to have like a sailboat or like a 28-foot fishing boat or something that just sat on a mooring and I could just go there and hang out. like whenever I wanted to, just take a dinghy out to it, camp for the weekend or whatever. That would be really fun. Part of the reason why we're dragging, the anchor rope is not quite long enough. Tabarka Nature in the house, appreciate you joining us. Haven't seen you in a while, hope all is well. Trying to get some carp on these two rods and some crappie on this rod, and so far we are catching a big old goose egg. A fat goose egg. We're pretty happy with the Fish Head homestead, man. Probably never gonna leave, to be honest. Can't see myself wanting to sell the homestead, you know? Get sentimentally attached to your little piece of the earth. Big old two-stroke motor coming, guys. You should be able to see him here in a couple seconds. He's cutting right through the weeds. Looks like a surface drive. Propeller's shooting water out of shooting spray up out of the water. Pretty cool. Those surface drive motors, you only need like however deep your boat floats in the water to be able to go. Yeah, this time of the year the weather over there is rough. This time of the year here, the weather is gorgeous. It's like low 70s, sunny, beautiful day. Well, this is kind of disappointing here, guys. I'm not getting any bites. We got some stuff we need to do, so we'll start wrapping it up here in a couple minutes. We got things to do on the homestead. Getting ready to start building the actual structure of the house now. Getting rid of a bunch of stuff in a dumpster that we rented. Things like that. And we got the barbecue party to get ready for tomorrow. So we'll just kind of hang out for another minute or two. 18-inch draft. Nice. I'm not exactly sure what this one is, but probably about the same. Maybe a little shallower than that. 16 inches. I mean, when you're on plane, it's not using that much water, but when you're going slow, I wouldn't really want to be in less than 2 feet of water cruising around. The problem with here, where it's shallow, there's always like something sticking up, like a stump or a log or even just a big branch that floated over there. And that's only like a foot below the surface, and you can catch it with your lower unit. Which I don't want to catch anything with my lower unit. I did it once with a rock and once with a log. Fortunately, no real damage, but it's not fun. Fish. Last minute fish, guys. Come on. Last minute fish. This is going to be my last cast with the crappie lure. Good long cast. I'll let it sink for a few seconds and just slow jig it back in. But nothing is feeling it today. Here, fishy, 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 fishy. I'm trying my hardest, guys. I'm trying my hardest. Oh, it'll stay level when the tide is too low. We have a little metal saltwater boat, but it's not in water-worthy condition at the moment. Eventually, I'm going to get my other boat down there into the inshore saltwater, and that's going to be pretty sweet. All right, well, that guy did not get it done. Lure, what are you thinking, dude? You need to catch some fish. All right, y'all. I think that's about it for today. Big old goose egg. But I appreciate everybody for joining us. Ended up with 45 likes. That's pretty awesome. Dylan says, see y'all soon. I say see y'all soon. Appreciate it so much. You have a good one.